Welcome students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. Now we are discussing here waterborne disease part 1. The contents are water, an elixir of life, water related diseases, waterborne bacterial diseases like cholera, typhoid fever, bacterial dysentery, causative agent Schleierna, E. coli enteritis, botulism, waterborne viral diseases like hepatitis A, viral gastroenteritis, poliomyelitis, SARS, severe acute respiratory syndromes. Now we are explaining water is an elixir of life. Human body made up of about 70% of water. Body contains 70% of water, whereas blood contains 85% of water. Brain contains 80% of water, muscles contains 75% water, cells contains 90% water. For each and every activities of body, water play an important role. It is most exploited natural resources. Total water content in our earth, out of that 97.3% is marine water, that is saline water, 2.7% is only fresh water. Types of water pollutions. There are biological water cause like infectious diseases, oxygen demand waste, chemical nutrient like fertilizers, toxic inorganic materials, persistent organic pollutants POPs, physical like sediments, thermal pollution and solid waste. Water related diseases. As per the Royal Institute of Public Health, United Kingdom, water related diseases is defined as any significant or widespread adverse effects on human health such as death, disability, illness or disorders caused directly or indirectly by the condition or change in the quality or quantity of the water. Microbes and toxic substances. Immunity, nutritional status, agent of disease, host factor, water related diseases. Types of water exposure, probability of association with water, drinking water, pathogen, recreational uses, epidemiological and aerosol. Classification of water related diseases. Water related diseases, water hygiene diseases, water contact diseases, water aerosol diseases like gastroenteritis, water scar diseases like trichoriasis or whipworm, infection water based chemical diseases like arsenicosis and fluorosis, waterborne diseases like bacterial, viral, protozoan and vector-borne diseases. Waterborne diseases caused by pathogenic microbes that most commonly are transmitted in contaminated fresh water. According to WHO, such diseases account for an estimated 3.6% of total global burden of diseases and causes about 1.5 million human deaths annually. These can be classified as bacterial, protozoan, viral, fungal and vector-borne diseases. Viral diseases, SARS caused by coronavirus, hepatitis A, hepatitis caused by hepatitis A virus, poliomyelitis caused by polio virus, bacterial diseases like botulism caused by Clostridium botulinum, cholera caused by Vibrio cholerae, E. coli infection caused by Escherichia coli, dysentery salmonellosis caused by Shigella or Salmonella and typhoid fever caused by Salmonella typhi. Protozoan diseases, amoebiasis caused by Entomybica histolytica, cryptosporidiosis caused by Cryptosporidium parvum, cyclosporosis caused by Cyclospora and giardiasis caused by Giardia labia. Vector mediated diseases like malaria caused by Plasmodium vivax or other genuses, and vectors are female Anopheles mosquito, whereas dengue, female Anopheles Aedes mosquito caused as vector and caused by dengue virus. Now we will discuss about waterborne bacterial diseases. Waterborne, all of these bacterial infection which transmitted through the use of bacterial contaminated water cause dehydrating diarrhea which causes cholera, prolonged febrile illness with abdominal symptoms, that is typhoid, acute bloody diarrhea, that is dysentery, chronic diarrhea, Brainerd diarrhea, and botulism. Now we will discuss in details about cholera. The causative agent is Vibrio cholerae. Pathogenesis: Vibrio cholerae colonize in the small intestine and secretes endotoxin, which results in massive outpouring of isotonic fluid from the intestinal wall. Incubation time is 2 to 3 days. Symptoms and signs: dehydration like thirst, postural hypertension, weakness, shrunken eye, weakened skin, and oliguria develop fast. Clinical features: about 24 to 48 hours of incubation period. The illness begins with sudden onset of painless watery diarrhea followed by vomiting treatment. Treatments are adequate replacement of fluid and electrolytes. Oral and intravenous is required. Specific treatments with antibiotic like tetracycline, doxycycline may be used. Prevention and control: provision of safe water, proper sanitation, and food safety are critical for the preventing occurrence of cholera. Health education for proper sanitation and hygiene, especially in developing countries. Now we will discuss about typhoid fever. Causative agent: Salmonella typhi. Pathogenesis: organisms penetrate the mucosal barrier at the colon and distal ileum, where intracellular multiplication occurs. Then persistent bacteria results in fever, while invasion of gallbladder and intestine induces inflammatory responses. Incubation period 18 to 14 days. Symptoms and signs. Symptoms: prolonged restlessness, spleen and liver enlargement. Some people with typhoid fever develop a rash called rose spot, small dot spot on abdomen and chest. Clinical features: prolonged and persistent fever and daily increase in temperature up to 40 to 41 degrees Celsius, associated with headache, malaise, and chills. Diagnosis: Vidal test is widely used in diagnosis of typhoid fever. Treatment: patients treated with an antibiotic for 3 to 5 days. Patients may actually feel worsened during the several days because of weakness arise due to long fever. Prevention and control: frequent hand washing in hot, soapy water and alcohol-based hand sanitizer for times when water is not available. Avoid raw fruits and vegetables, drinks with ice, old and preserved foods. Now we will discuss about bacterial dysentery. Causative agent is Shigella. Pathogenesis: bacteria of genus Shigella secretes substances known as cytotoxins, which kills and damage intestinal tissue on contact. Incubation period for 12 to 7 days. Symptoms and clinical features: mild stomach pain and frequent passage of stool or diarrhea. The large volume of liquid feces passed with the presence of mucus, pus, and blood. Vomiting, rapid weight loss, muscle ache also caused during dysentery. Diagnosis: diagnosis is carried out by culture of stool. Treatment: antibiotics like ciprofloxacin, ofloxacin, levofloxacin, or azithromycins are used to treat the organisms causing bacillary dysentery. In normal cases, soft drink, juice, and bottled water will be enough. More severe cases should be treated with solution that contains electrolyte such as potassium, salt, and sucrose. Prevention and control: only eat cooked foods that have been heated to a high temperature. Use only bottled or boiled water to wash and to cook the food. To wash hands and to the brush teeth. Next is E. coli enteritis or acute gastroenteritis or stomach flu. Causative agent is Escherichia coli. Pathogenesis. Enterotoxin E. coli produces bacterial toxin which acts upon the upper small intestine. Invasive E. coli causes inflammatory diarrhea by invasion of colon. Incubation period is 3 to 4 days. Symptoms and clinical features. Acute onset of watery diarrhea, that is usually mild malaise, anorexia and abdominal cramps. Diagnosis. Diagnosis done by stool culture to test for the presence of disease causing E. coli. Treatment. Drinking fluid and dehydration and rehydration of body is extremely important. If body does not become hydrated due to intense vomiting or diarrhea, intravenous fluid therapy is necessary. Prevention and control. Avoid raw fruits or vegetables that have not been washed well. Avoid uncooked meats or veg. Use water from well or stream after treatment. Supply treated water in city or town water. Next, we will discuss about botulism. Causative agent Clostridium botulinum. Pathogenesis. The bacterial spores which cause it are found in both soil and water. They produce botulinum toxin when exposed to low oxygen levels and certain temperature. Incubation period is about 12 to 36 hours. Symptoms and clinical features. The disease begins with weakness, troubles in seeing, feeling tired and trouble in speaking. This may then be followed by weakness of arms, chest muscles and legs. Diagnosis. For botulinum, diagnosis should be made on sign and symptoms. Confirmation of the diagnosis is made by testing of stool or EMA specimen with the mouse biopsy. Treatment. Botulism is generally treated with botulism antitoxin. Supportive care is also required for botulism, which includes monitoring of respiratory function. In some abnormal cases, physician may try to remove contaminated food still in the digestive tract by introducing vomiting using enemas. Prevention and control. Use good quality and fresh produce foods. Use foods are sufficient acidic, for example, lemon juice, citric acid or vinegar. Use properly heat processed foods. Use proper processes in making of fermented foods. Avoid consuming foods from damaged cans or bottles. Keep cold food below 5 degrees centigrade and hot food above 60 degrees centigrade. Now, we will discuss about waterborne viral diseases. The major waterborne viral diseases are hepatitis A, viral gastroenteritis, poliomyelitis, SARS, that is severe acute respiratory syndrome. Now, we will discuss about hepatitis A. Causative agent hepatitis A virus. Pathogenesis transmitted exclusively by fecal oral route. Poor personal hygiene and overcrowding contribute to its transmission. Viral replication is limited to the liver, but virus is present in liver, bile, stool and blood after late incubation periods. Incubation period 14 to 28 days. Clinical features. The clinical features usually occur in 3 phases. Asymptotic case, common especially in children. Prodromal symptoms, symptoms like anorexia, headache, cough, vomiting, low grade fever, photophobia, etc. Clinical jaundice occurs 1 to 2 weeks after the prodromal symptoms. Urine becomes dark and stool becomes clay colored 1 to 5 days prior to onset of clinical jaundice. Hepatomegaly, splenomegaly, and cervical adenopathy are present in some cases. Treatment, diagnosis. Diagnosis can be made from clinical presentation. Presence of abnormal liver function test like aspartate aminotransferase AST, alanine aminotransferase ALT, alkaline phosphatase, and bilirubin. Specific diagnosis depends on serology. There is no specific therapy for acute viral hepatitis. Supportive care and rest together with high calorie diets are the main requirements of treatment. Prevention and control. Maintain personal hygiene, proper sanitation, practice of hand wash and soap and water after using bathroom, changing a diaper, and before preparing and serving or eating food. People who have hepatitis A should not be preparing or serving food or caring for the elderly or for young children until at last 2 weeks have passed since the first sign of hepatitis A illness. Boiling or cooking foods and drinks for at least 1 minute at 85 degrees Celsius, that is 150 degree Fahrenheit, for inactivates hepatitis A virus. Now we will discuss about poliomyelitis causative agent poliovirus. Pathogenesis. After ingestion, poliovirus infects epithelial cells in the intestinal mucosa and spreads in submucosal lymphoid tissue where it replicates. Then it spreads to the regional lymph nodes and the bloodstream. Incubation periods 7 to 21 days. Clinical features. Most infectious are asymptomatic. Some patients present with minor illness, manifested by fever, malaise, sore throat, anorexia, lower motor neuron paralysis occur also, but less commonly. Rapid or gradual development of paralysis is preceded by severe back, neck, and muscle pain. Weakness is unequal, commonly affect the lower limb. Diagnosis. Stool culture is commonly done, but some other body fluids can also be cultured. Treatment can be prevented by vaccination, live attenuated oral vaccine. Supportive care for disabled also required. Prevention and control. There is a vaccine available to prevent polio. All healthy children between the age of 6 weeks and 6 years should be vaccinated against polio as per of their complete vaccination schedule. Now we will discuss about acute viral gastroenteritis caused by rotavirus. Pathogenesis. The virus infects the cells of small intestine, leading to decreased absorption and diarrhea. Incubation periods generally of 7 to 21 days. Clinical features. Incubation period ranges from 2 to 4 days, abrupt onset of vomiting followed by mild to severe diarrhea, mucus commonly found in stools, frequently associated with severe dehydration. Treatment. The treatment of rotavirus diarrhea is based primarily on replacing fluids and electrolytes as directed by the estimated degree of dehydration. Oral rehydration therapy is recommended for preventing and treating early dehydration and continued replacement therapy for ongoing losses. Shock, severe dehydration and unconsciousness requires intravenous therapy. Now we will discuss about severe acute respiratory syndrome or SARS caused by SARS coronavirus. Pathogenesis. The pathogenesis of SARS is highly complex with multiple factors leading to severe injury in the lungs and dissemination of virus to several other organs. The SARS coronavirus targets the epithelial cells of the respiratory tract, resulting in diffuse alveolar damage. Incubation period is 2 to 7 days. Clinical features: initial symptoms are flu-like and may include fever, malaise, lethargy symptoms, cough, sore throats, and other non-specific symptoms. The only symptom common to all patients is fever of about 38 degrees Celsius, that is 100 degree Fahrenheit. SARS may eventually lead to shortness of breath and pneumonia, either directly viral pneumonia or first bacterial pneumonia. Prevention and treatment: there is no vaccine for SARS to date, and isolation and quarantine remain the most effective means to prevent the spread of SARS. Other preventive measures include hand washing, wearing a surgical mask, avoid contacts with bodily fluid, washing the personal items of someone with SARS in hot soapy water, eating utensils, dishes, bedding, etc. Keeping children with symptoms home from the school. Now we will discuss about Coxsackie-A disease, hand, foot and mouth disease caused by Coxsackie-A virus. Pathogenesis: Coxsackie virus are transmitted through via the fecal or oral route and respiratory aerosols. The virus initially replicate in the upper respiratory tract and rest up to 3 weeks after initial infection. The virus have been also found to replicate in the submucosal lymph tissue and spreaded to the reticuloendothelial system. Further, it acts upon the target organ and resulted the occurrence of secondary viremia. Incubation period is generally 21 days. Prevention: avoid direct contact with anybody with Coxsackie-A disease and their stool, saliva and blister fluid. Hand wash, cleaning items with the patients of diseased patients. Treatment: there is no specific treatment or vaccine available for Coxsackie virus infections. Discoveries related to the disease causing agent and bacterial contaminants. Salmonella was discovered by Daniel Elmar Salmon. Vibrio cholerae discovered by Filippo Passini. Shigella was discovered by Kiyoshi Shiga. Clostridium botulinum discovered by Emil van Emmengem. Hepatitis A virus discovered by Stephen M. Fenstone. Poliovirus discovered by Karl Landsteiner and Irving Popper. Rotavirus by different scientists like Ruth Bishop, Ian Holmes and other scientists. In this chapter, we have discussed about different aspects of waterborne diseases, from bacterial diseases to viral diseases like cholera, polio and other viral diseases like SARS and polio viruses. Very much. Thank you.